Make sure to knock out the like button in the next 5 seconds.
Do you ever just get down on your knees and thank God that you know me?
It's your boy Shades here, Stock Market Shades, and I got Bitcoin Tycoon Joey. I don't know what else to call him, but he's here in the call as
fine.
well. So yeah, he's gonna say hello real quick. You're on the screen now, so just wave. Yeah, there you
Hey
go,
guys,
something like that.
just Joey's fine.
All right, so you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm just Joey. Just a guy that's been doing the stock market for several years. Found Shades of Discord a couple years back and decided to join. I don't know, about 6 months ago or so, and been absolutely wonderful. I like crypto stocks, long-term investing, and options. So let's do it. I mean, MS2R is definitely my favorite company by far, and not even just favorite company. It's everything that they're doing. So there is a little bit of a disconnect right now between them and Bitcoin, which is very interesting. I heard somebody put it as a MSTR bear market
Or what you got in
and
mind
a
today?
Bitcoin bull market, which was an interesting take because Bitcoin is its own thing, but MSTR is still a company. So it's controlled by buyers and sellers. I mean, price of Bitcoin is the same thing, but MSTR is a money making machine and they are the biggest treasury company for Bitcoin, hands down. They own almost 630,000 Bitcoin now. And just 5 years ago, they started out with $500 million. And the Bitcoin alone that they own is worth 75 billion. It's 150x in 5 years. And they're proving to the world that their strategy and Bitcoin works. And they literally just put out the biggest IPO of the year for preferred. It was $2.5 billion, which was $1 billion bigger than the biggest IPO. They're raising capital like nobody's business. It's insane. So I believe with their Bitcoin strategy and with Bitcoin being what it is, it's going to be the most valuable company in the world. Period. Very confident about that.
I have to agree with you here because I'm looking at the. I don't know if you got the charts pulled up, but I just pulled up the charts here for everyone, and it's got that pattern. If you look at the 200 weighted moving average relative to the price action, it goes to the 200 weighted moving average, then it pumps, goes to the 200 weighted moving average, then it pumps again, rinse and repeat. And if you look at MSTR on the daily time frame today, it it touched the purple line. It touched the 200 weighted moving average. So, in my opinion, this is the opportunity. You're getting what, a 30-40% discount probably. I mean, I could probably measure it out right now, but that's what we
Oh
look
yeah,
for. I look for the discounts, right? So, what do you think of that, Joey
hmm
Shaw?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think you're spot on with that. And there's a nice support level right around 370 ish. The stock's volatile because people still don't understand it, and they don't understand Bitcoin fully. But the crypto world's coming alive, and legislation is getting passed. I mean, there's just incredible things going on there. But yeah, I agree with your analysis on that for sure. And any time that it's down this low, it's an absolute buy. We were talking in the Discord just the other day, and I've bought 6, 7 more shares of it since it's dropped this low. 'Cause somebody else said I'm scared. I'm like, if somebody else is scared, that means screams buying opportunity. So I was like, wait a minute, I didn't even realize the price was that low. So wonderful. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are scared. Mara isn't going anywhere. Bitcoin miners are just kind of at a standstill, and I'm like, if everyone's scared, probably means it's time to buy. That's usually the case.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, whenever we get closer towards the top, when everybody is so bullish and everybody is so ready that everything is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, that's when we really need to consider taking our profits, figuring out where our long-term positions need to stay, and transitioning into something else, or at least protecting ourselves for the downside. So, yeah, we the sentiment's easy because when everybody wants to go one way, it's probably time to go the other.
Yeah, I've noticed that pattern too. People, they don't they want to buy when it's most expensive, but when it's at a discount, it's the same pattern. People don't want to buy it right now. They want. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But I think Bitcoin and Nvidia those are a buy right now. Nvidia has the most strength because it's a semiconductor. It's technology. It's not going to go anywhere but up. I think we see 200 plus, in my opinion, after earnings. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. I don't follow Nvidia as closely as you do, but I can't agree more. That balance sheet of that company, they're the most fundamentally sound company I've ever seen. MSTR is coming up, but Nvidia's balance sheet is crazy. They got like $60 billion worth of like free cash flow on any given day. They can do whatever they want to. And even if there's a little bit of a downturn in tech, because, whatever, supply chains, tariffs, there's going to be some stuff, but that's just all noise. The company is incredible. What they make is incredible. And then there's other things that are out there that are modifying their chips so they don't run as hot. So Nvidia has the share. AMD's coming up, but Nvidia's the big boy. They're not going anywhere. 200 plus, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin's price right now, currently?
We had a little bit of a drop. There's some news. There was some odd stuff going on with the way that the president, not the president, the government was saying that they're not going to buy Bitcoin in the strategic reserve. And then literally an hour or two later, Scott Bessent sent out a tweet and said that they are going to buy budget neutral ways like they've been saying. So that's the reason for the drop. Plus Google's Google's market cap got surpassed by Bitcoin this week. And then instantly Google sent out like a PR about wallets and custody about Bitcoin and stuff. So it sent some fear in the market because competition. So anything with this little bit of a dip, it's a buying opportunity. I mean, it's Bitcoin, it's crypto, it's volatile. If something really spooks the markets, it can drop another 20%. We could see 100 grand. I don't think that happens because of all the bullish stuff and legislation. I mean, literally a year ago, the United States government was still trying to abolish it, and now they're embracing it. And there's legislation in place already passed into law, and it's bipartisan. So it's not just Republican or Democrat, and that's very important for the long term. So anytime that Bitcoin drops, it's a buying opportunity because it's the most scarce asset on the planet.
Yeah, and on the technical side of that, I'm looking at the charts right now. You can see on the yearly time frame it just keeps going up. On that yearly time frame for the past since 2017, because that's as far back as this goes. Since 2017, Bitcoin has only had two red years. Every other year has been green. So I mean, do the math on that. What 8 years, and two of them were only red, and that was nothing more than a buying opportunity. So
Right.
like I don't know. I think on the technicals, it's a buy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the technicals, the fundamentals. And then here's one thing, Shades. This is something that I haven't really discussed with too many people. I just put a video out for myself on my channel that's going into my community, but crypto's in a very interesting place right now. And it's the most interesting place, I think, hands down in the market with AI. Um, so AI tech, so anything innovation, adaptation, crypto is meeting traditional finance. So like Bitcoin is going to take over. It's going to be like the mainstream of like DeFi. There's so many people that are so deep into crypto. Like I've been really deep diving into crypto for about a year, but I've been in crypto for 5 or 6. Um, and it's really cool because these people know everything about these things, everything about the protocol and the smart contracts, like the nitty gritty. And they see it like, how do you not see this stuff? But traditional finance that's getting into crypto, it's been a suppressed industry for 10 years. They haven't been able to buy it. They don't care about the fancy new coin or the fancy new protocol or how fast something does what. They need stuff that they can give to their clientele for their fiduciary responsibilities that are safe, stable, and proven. That's it. That's all they care about. I'm going to throw Ethereum in here now because 50% of the stablecoin network, which is the only piece of government legislation that we have passed into law currently, runs off of Ethereum. It also pays a 3% stake, which is basically a dividend. 3% in traditional finance is like gold for a fixed rate. And as interest rates are going to start to come down, I mean, who knows how that's going to work? Everybody's expecting one in September, but when interest rates finally do drop, especially when Powell gets out of office by May, 3% is going to look amazing to traditional finance. So Ethereum is going to be piled into long term. Plus, there's smart contracts. It's a reputable thing that's been around for 8 years that's been proven. It's going to be like the institutional number one. So that's what I see with ETH. It's a sleeper.
So what do you think is the play? Like what are Tycoon Joey's here? What's he thinking? What's the play? Calls? What are we buying?
100% calls for sure. I'm in 17 call options on ETHA. I got in 29 strike, currently up pretty good on the options. I can't remember the percentage, but I put 12K in. So I don't expect to sell these things until they reach close to 3K a piece. So I'm looking for Ethereum to a minimum double in the next 10 months. Bitcoin, I see there's been a lot, like people like round numbers, 150, 175, 200 within 12 months. I see that I see that.
Wait. What? You see 200,000 by end of year?
Good end of year, 12 months for sure.
Oh, so a year from now. Okay.
After clarity gets passed, Bitcoin to $200,000. Yeah, within 12 months, I don't see how that's not a problem. I hate price predictions because I'm more long term. Within 5 years, I see Bitcoin at $1 million. I don't see how it doesn't hit that. For sure.
I don't. You heard it here, guys. I don't know what to say to that. Bold prediction.
Nothing's for sure, but think about this. This is okay. Here comes crypto tycoon Joey out. It's a suppressed industry. It's been around for 16 years, and everybody thought it was a pile of garbage. Warren Buffett called it pixie dust or something like that. Every major thing has bucked it for 16 years. And it's proven that it's worked for all that shit. Now everybody's like, oh, this might actually be something. Floodgates are now allowed to be opened for the money that is controlled by the world to flow into crypto. People don't understand the ridiculous amount of money that's out there also. So this is the other thing. The amount of money that's been printed since 2020 is incredible. They're printing it at like a 6% rate. So compounding of assets that are growing by the decompounding of the value of the dollar decreasing. That's why we have this huge gap. And that's why I think that the money that's flowing into Bitcoin and crypto after 10 years of not being allowed to be there is going to be incredible over the next 12 to 48 months. Yeah, it's just incredible. The United States government's backing it. Institutions are backing it. We're talking sovereign wealth funds. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so Ethereum calls, Bitcoin,
Yes.
MSTR calls, or what are we looking at for Bitcoin exposure?
Yeah. MSTR calls for sure because they had their most incredible earnings ever. They were expected to miss by like 16 cents and they beat it by $32. It blew people out of the water, and the stock dropped $50 a share. Doesn't make any sense. And something very interesting on Robinhood, I have margin, and they put the maintenance margin requirements lower for MSTR after they reported their earnings report. It's considered the same thing as Nvidia and Apple in their safety net for margin. So that's something to look at. Plus, they meet all the requirements for the S&P 500. I think they get into the S&P 500 within the next 6 months. So that happens, Bitcoin shoots up, and they get inducted to the S&P 500, and they have another quarter of earnings. Yeah, calls at
And
least
combine
one
that with
year
the
out.
fact that we're in a bull run. I mean, it's all gonna add up. I do believe we will see 500 plus for MSTR. I don't know much about Ethereum, but by what I saw on the charts, it looks like we could hit 5 grand plus as well.
If you look at crypto, look at like XRP, study Bitcoin, look at their bull runs whenever if you look at when the Bitcoin ETF, the spot ETF came out last year, IBIT, it moved really well. So these now there's Ethereum treasury companies that are doing the same thing that Bitcoin treasury companies are doing. It's going to be a different asset, so we'll see how it plays out, but that's still inflows. I think Ethereum basically hits that it's ETF moment with inflows. That's what I see. I think XRP, Solana, Chainlink, probably ADA are going to get spot ETFs and HBAR. Within the what time frame, I'm not sure. That's the other thing. There's an insane amount of there's a boatload of ETFs that are coming on board that are getting their uh, legal requirements in order to be put onto the stock market for all crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. They're out there, and there's also fast tracking the way that they can do it so they can get them approved quicker. It's incredible. Like the 180 that's happened with crypto in a bull run, while there's more money that's ever been in the world and more money being printed every day. And then if we drop interest rates and people can borrow against that, we're going on a 2-year bull run. Interest rates drop below 2%, we're on a 2-3 year bull run for sure. Nothing's taken this market down. We've dropped bombs on countries. We've tariff Armageddon. I mean, COVID should have shut things down. It didn't. I mean, market ripped. I mean,
The market doesn't even care about the CPI PPI print. It seems as well.
nope. They were prepared for it. Everybody was ready for PPI. So right now it's hit, the producers. It's hit them. It hasn't come to the consumers. I think once those prices come to the consumers, there might be a pullback because people are going to be scared, like, oh shit, things are going up now. But they were ready for it. This market's absorbed everything. So once we get out of August and September, look out. Q4 is going to be nasty good for crypto.
I think I think towards end of year we get a massive pump in my opinion.
I agree. Unless there's some major black swan event that nobody can predict, there's nothing that's taking this market down. Nothing. It's proven it.
All right. So, anything else you have to say with regards to crypto? Anything you want to get out there?
Long term. Make sure you get long term stuff because this is kind of like buying pieces of the internet back in the 90s.
Oh, I thought you were going to elaborate. Like, guys, hold long term, 5, 10, 20 years. Here's what you should buy. Here's what.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So, yeah, you're going to want to. This is not a. Yes, crypto is going to blow. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's going to go nuts. Nobody knows what's going to happen. You're going to see volatility. Prepare yourselves. Have somewhat of a plan if you're going to trade this, but absolutely get those pieces of what I call is digital infrastructure and hold on to those because ownership is one of the most important things and you can't get that taken away from you. And later on, you're going to have stuff like DeFi where banks and stuff are going to want to custody your stuff, pay you for it. Hold on to your stuff. Long term's better.
all right. So, I don't know. With regards to the stock market, what are you thinking? Because I'm looking at the stock market and I'm thinking we've been just kind of going nowhere. Nvidia has not broken out to new highs. So usually, once Nvidia does that, everything's gonna rise with it. Sometimes, right now, it feels kind of like we're just waiting for Nvidia earnings to see what happens with that, and then everything just goes right. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking of the stock market?
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think the crypto market can really fly if the stock market doesn't because it's daddy right now. So, but I agree with you. I think we're in that like we're waiting space. We're waiting for big news one way or the other. We're seeing what interest rates are actually going to do with Powell. So it's just kind of going to be a stagnant 4 to 6 weeks until we start to see how things are going to go.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty much what I'm thinking. The Fed rate cuts and Nvidia earnings are going to be, in my opinion, two catalysts that it's going to decide where we go next, and the market's just going to sit back and wait. Because if you look at Bitcoin, it's just been consolidating for over a month now. Like it's just a waiting game. But it also means any stock that's dipping, it's an opportunity if we do continue this bull run. Because usually after every consolidation period on Bitcoin or the stock market, especially in a bull run, we just continue. Like we break out and go higher.
Oh yeah, I agree with that, 100%. 100%.
All right, what do you have to say to Jeff, who has no patience, doesn't see Mara? He's out today with his wife, so he's I told him, I'm like, hey, have some drinks. You're profitable, you're doing fine. Go have some drinks and relax. Stop checking every single day, bro. And he's just like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll take the day off and just stop staring at it. So what do you have to say to Trucker Jeff?
Trucker Jeff, wish you were on this call too, but you're doing great. Good job. But remember, you come into the market in a really good time. So when you hit your first bad times, like even just these small little things, this is nothing. So if you're getting a little bit gun-wretched about this, prepare yourself, because it's going to get worse at times. When we enter a bear market, you're going to be like, this sucks. There's 3 months of absolutely nothing going on. I just keep seeing red. It happens. So, but listen to Shades, listen to the more experienced people out there, because yeah, you can't beat experience. So if you're getting worried, your network is very important. That's why I talk with Shades. That's why I talk with other people, because if I'm seeing something and I start getting emotional, I got to get that in check real quick, because when you start entering your emotions, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, he has a hard time. He was saying, like, yeah, he gets anxiety from checking it every day. And I'm like, bro, we've been going sideways on Bitcoin for over a month. So for over a month, he's just sitting there in his truck, like constantly just anxiety driven.
See, okay. I have most of my net worth in the market because I went through a horrible time in my life. I went through a divorce and a whole bunch of stuff. So I have a lot less than I did just a couple years ago. So I'm leveraged not because I'm trying to get back. I'm leveraged because the fundamentals are there. I've got 40K in options, and they're down, some of them. I'm not worried a bit, Jeff. Not 1 ounce. Not 1 ounce, because my research and fundamentals are on point. I'm not worried at all. And then the coolest thing about the market is, if I'm wrong right now, because I can be, I pivot. Like a small loss, get back and reevaluate the plan. That's it. So don't hold on to crap, and buy more amazing stuff. Stop checking your things. Once you get out of your head, market's easy.
Yeah, he's still in that phase of being emotional, getting anxiety, constantly checking on it. There's been some people in the Discord who do that. They got they're every day they're checking on it, and I'm like, just wait, just be patient. We're either gonna go higher or lower, but if it goes lower, it's opportunity. If it goes higher, we make money. Either way, it's a win-win, as long as you're buying good companies. Obviously, if you're buying trash like, say, Kulr stock or Mullen stock or any of that other, those stocks that just trend to the downside, of course, that's we don't trade that. That's a lie. There are some we do touch, but you want to make sure that you're not positioning yourself too big on those, and setting a proper stop loss and knowing when to exit. But yeah, Jeff, if you're watching this, what did you say to Jeff? Quit bitching and buy more.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Being a little girl, buy stuff that's really good when it's on discount, just like going to the supermarket. You're going to get milk and it's on sale for $2 instead of 4. You're not touching it because you're scared it's bad. No, you're going to buy it.
Yeah,
Save some money.
He's gonna buy the chicken broth if it's cheaper, but not if it goes higher. but for some reason he's scared if he sees it cheaper. Like, oh man, why is it so cheap?
Retail mentality, and get your investor mentality, and that kind of starts to go away. Now, yeah, it sucks. Man, the last 2 days, man, it's been really great for that 1 month. Geez, my account took a hard hit 3 weeks in a row because crypto just dumped a little bit. I'm like, and my main stock did, but I'm not worried because my fundamentals are in place, and my head's in the right place, and my portfolio's in the right place, and I have the right network. So when you know your plan, when you know what you're in, there's no anxiety to have because you understand everything that you're doing. Now, if you are uncertain of what you're doing, absolutely, you're going to have anxiety out the ass. So be more certain about what you're doing, and the anxiety goes away.
Also, he kind of and a lot of people have this problem. They want to buy a stock and immediately, they want to time the bottom perfectly, and immediately it rallies 100%. Like they want to time the pump exactly too. Like he still has that mindset. So what do you have to say to him?
You're never going to time the bottom, and if you do, pat yourself on the back because it's never going to happen again. My brother did this like 3 years ago. He was going to buy a play. He missed it by 3 cents. 3 cents. Never bought the stock, and it went up 500%. He missed a 500% move because he'd missed 3 cents of a bottom. DCA on the way down in smart intervals, 13-day moving averages, support levels. Yeah, do that. You don't need to time the bottom because timing's tough. Swing trading is so much easier, so much better than day trading and stuff like that because good fundamentals, play the chart.
Well, it's the timing. Let me put it this way: that you average down as it goes lower. Once it gets cheap enough, like let's say it gets like Mara right now is at like what 20% discount. Okay, start averaging down from there. Obviously, don't buy the top and then start averaging down. So, once it's at a big enough discount, average down, and the timing is more so about being patient, waiting those months out because it's eventually going to come back up and you're going to make your 50%.
Yes, exactly. So when you can see value, you buy value and then you sell over value.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about beginners. They're like, I'm not like Jeff. That dude, he was so delusional. He was like, I want to make money every day. Like wait, Shades, you're telling me that I can't make money every day? You're telling me there's red months in a bull market? What?
Did you tell him about my covered call strategy? Like, my goodness, that's why I was making really good money, but I was like, this is too good to be true. My own strategy that was working, I had to question it myself and with you to find the flaw. And we found it because it was too good to be true. We're too experienced to know that something just works 100% of the time. These are the markets. They can't. There's people, there are businesses, there's life, there's economics. There's so many different factors. Nothing works 100% of the time, but there's like 3 or 4 things that work most of the time. Just stick with that and you're fine.
Yeah. He also because Jeff is a good I can't wait to have him on here. He's like 57 years old or something. He's old. He's a trucker. He's trying to get out of it. He's been driving trucks for 20 plus years. He's kind of sick of it, right? But
Yep.
He's kind of got that what's the word I'm looking for? He went into the market trying to get rich quick. He realized like, what? Okay, this is a slow game, but can I at least make money every day? And so he's just slowly Sebluc, if you know who Sebluc is, he had that same issue. Yes. He bought Mara stock at $18. He lump summed his entire account into it. Have not heard weeks I have not heard from him. And that's like, he understands now. Like, I'm just going to buy and not worry about it. I know it's going to come back up. I've been here before. So Jeff is kind of on his way there. He's on his way to being that guy that just buys and sits on it. And, I don't care if he messages me talking about, bone broth or, anxiety or whatever. Or he said he likes drinking vodka. So, cool. I like drinking vodka too. But he just always messages me every single day like, man, it's not going up, it's not going up, it's not going up. And I'm like, God damn it, just shut up already and just walk away. Just walk away.
You just want to take the crap out of him. Like, it's not going to go up right now. I can't control when it goes up. The fundamentals are there. Everything is telling me that it's there.
Mara had good earnings too on top of that, just like MSTR. Yeah. But they're both down. Dude, just relax and just give it time.
And the less you look at it, like, I mean, they've gamified the market so much because traders and fees and yada, yada, yada. It's meant to keep you engaged emotionally. That's what they do. So turn the app off, go outside, ride a bike. Like, I mean, if you're in a serious trade, absolutely pay attention. But if you're in a swing where people are like, yeah, we're fine, and you know who to trust. That's the thing. You can't just trust anybody. You've got people like Shades have been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for a while. I mean, I did this. I looked at my account, like, I remember a stock dropping $3 a share, and I went, "Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?" Like, it was the end of the world. I don't even remember what it was. It was it I don't even it was crushed me, and I don't even remember what it was. So, this moment doesn't mean anything, and since you're an older guy, yeah, just wait out a little bit longer, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. You've done 25 years of trucking, 3 more you can handle.
Yeah, his goal for those of you who don't know Trucker Jeff here, he wants to get out of truckering. That's not even a word, but let's go with it. Truckering. He
I like it.
wants to grow his. I think he has 20K about. He wants to grow that to 1 million in by 2030. What do you think? He's starting with
That's
20.
what I'm
He's starting with 20K, so it's kind of I don't know about that. 5 years.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You have to hit you're gonna have to put for sure 25 to 50% of that in some stuff that you really believe in. Like, to me, it's like anything that's crypto AI space together. You're gonna have to hit some bangers, and you're gonna have to be right, and that's tough to do. But straight up trading, I mean, it can be done, but you have to be right a lot, and you have to be willing to do the right things for that entire 5 years.
And he has to be
So
willing to put a big position enough to grow the account fast enough.
yes, yes,
At
it
least
has
he's
to be
not as
significant.
delusional as Sebluc. Sebluc wanted to grow. He wanted to make 100% every every month and grow to 1 million by the end of 2025.
Oh, geez. Now, I mean, you can do that if buy the next hot thing and then get it right. Do you know why that parlays and gambling are so cheap? Because the astronomical odds are against you drastically. They make so much money on parlays because you have to be right successively so many times. So that mentality of that much gain consistently, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah,
Not consistently.
I agree.
You might get lucky for a year, but you'll never do it again. That's luck, not
It's luck.
skill.
Yeah, it's luck. So what do you think of Sergeant Don't? Sergeant Don't. He left a comment in the Discord saying he's holding a big bag still of color stock. What happened? Did you ever buy color stock, or are you still holding it too, or what happened?
I did no, I dumped Collar when they transitioned to Bitcoin Treasury for 2 reasons. And whenever they did that reverse split, because I like you, I've never seen a company that's really done anything good after a reverse split. But I do like the fact that they're Bitcoin treasuring. However, they're such a new company. If they don't do it 100% perfectly, they could be underwater quick. Um, I don't know. And then I have MSTR. So what do I have the best Bitcoin treasury company. What do I need a smaller one for? Um, I don't see Kohler. It seems like they're getting away from some of the stuff that they do. And if they do that, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good right now.
Yeah, I kind of
So
agree. When you look at the technicals and everything they've been saying, it's like it's very clear that they're just kind of going nowhere but down. If that's just how it is, that's what it is. That's the story that the price action is telling you. They keep calling themselves Bitcoin first, and I mean the story is there. They're telling you like, yeah, we're not what we used to be, and a lot of people
yes,
invested for the space tech and all that. So it's kind of a lot of people. I don't know what. I don't know why he's holding the bag, Sergeant Don't. But we dumped it. Like I told everyone, you know what? We just got to take the loss here and move on. That's just that's what you got to do sometimes.
yeah, I liked it. I liked their technology. I liked what they were doing. I liked their management team, and I love Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin treasury companies. But when they switched to that, it turned me off right quick. And I think I took, I don't know, it semi decent loss, 40%. Uh,
Yeah, there was no way to avoid that. Everyone took like a 25 to 40 on that. That was probably my worst call this year, I believe. That was
yeah,
yeah, like I didn't see that
and
coming, and that's gonna happen,
I
Jeff.
don't think
Jeff, if you're watching this, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I mean, we're not gonna be trading garbage like that anymore. But sometimes that stock that looks good, sometimes it's not gonna work out, and you have to be able to walk away when the time comes, when it's very clear and obvious. Like, hey, time to walk away from this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could have seen that coming. I didn't see it coming. I don't know if you could have. I don't think you can. So that's black swan stock right there. And I mean, and any company can go through a bad stage. Microsoft went for a 10-year period where they were down 40%, didn't move anywhere. 40% down for 10 years. Now it's the second biggest company in the entire world. So that's the market. You have to
So,
really know
moral
these
of the
companies.
story, it's all about timing. It's all, I mean, taking your time. Just be patient. Be patient.
Yes.
That's all it is. Literally, it's. I think Warren Buffett's the one that said it's a transfer of money from the impatient to the patient. That's all it is.
Yes.
There's people on social media right now selling off stock because they want to chase UNH or they want to chase something that's moving. Because there's people that sold off Mara because they're like, oh, it's not going anywhere. I'm just gonna go somewhere else. But they're
Right.
chasing. That's what they're doing.
Right. And then they're trying to time that. And then the more times you're trying to time that, you're literally trying to predict the future over and over and over and over and over again. We're doing it with one company that's shown us that it's done it numerous times, and the news is there. Everything is pointing us in the direction that it should be going where it is. It's just a blessing that it's down. Palantir 4 years ago, you know?
Yeah, I agree. That's like the best way to put it too. Like it's a blessing, and I mean, sure, I get it. You want to make lots of money every day, but it's a blessing if you get a discount. Take it, sit on it, and just wait it out.
Right. We got to get away from that. We got to get these people away from that major win mentality. Like if you can get one, great, take it and try not to do it again because it's luck. Um, because if we can do Mara trades where I mean, I've got a $25 price tag on Mara in 12-ish months. Shoot, back in 2021, it went from 50 cents to $80 in a year. Like it can move. So that's like a 50%, not guarantee, but that's 50%. So I'd rather put a bigger position in 50% instead of risking small positions and trying to get 1,000%, 500%. You're going to win more often. You're going to win more often.
All right. So, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, listen to experience. Don't be scared about dumb stuff. Markets are fine, especially for now. Don't see anything majorly coming down. Just buy really good stuff. Stay away from the junk. And when things majorly change, you should majorly change too.
That's it for the first episode of the Joey Shaw and Shades podcast. Fuck it, whatever. We'll call it something. But I need to go outside and make sure. Give me a second, Joe. I need to go get my Amazon stuff.
Yeah, you're fine.